get the opportunity to get to know each other, to love on each other, and see what's new and what's going on in your lives. So I'm so excited about this weekend. So I just want to say welcome to each and every one of you. You are much loved, and we're so excited to see your faces in the place. And it's been a journey, because we know we had a year that we missed. So it has been a journey. However, we are so excited about this afternoon and tomorrow, and just the opportunity to spend time with family. Amen?
Amen.
Okay, so we're going to have the best dad on this side of heaven to come up. I tell him that all the time. I say, you're the best dad on this side of heaven. We're going to have my dad to come up and do the prayer. So Deacon Daniel Graham, if you could please come up and do the prayer, the opening prayer.
Thanks for that great introduction. Good evening.
Amen.
The bow our heads for prayer. Father God, in the mighty name of Jesus, once again, Heavenly Father, we come humble as we know how. Yes. Thanking you, Master, for another day's journey. A day that we have never seen before, that the strike of the midnight hour, we will never see this day again. Family members that we see today, Father, we might don't see tomorrow. But yet, Master, we want to thank you. We want to thank you for our lying down last night in the illness of death. But yes, Master, you touched us early this morning and lead us to see a breaking of a new day. And Master, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Master, for another reunion. Some of them have gone on to be with the Lord, but Master, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Master, for our children, Master. Knowing, Father, they may go astray, but teach them while they're young, Master. You said, Master, to break them while they're young, because when they get old and square away, that they'll come back to you, Master. Amen. And Master, I want to thank you. Thank you for grace and mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you, Master, because you've been so good to us. You've been better than us than we've been to ourselves. And Master, I want to thank you. Thank you, Master, for all you've done. Thank you, Master, for what you're going to do. And in advance, Master, thank you for tomorrow. Because tomorrow is not promised to us. Not only today, not only 10 minutes from now is promised to us. So we want to thank you. Thank you, Master. And then thank you, Master, for this reunion. A gathering, Father, that we have long waited for. Thank you, Master, for a committee that worked so hard and diligent for us to come apart. Because last year, it was a failure. But they didn't give up. They didn't give up. They kept trying. They kept trying. And so we're going to go if it's just a few of us will go. But then, Master, you want to bless the ones that decide to be here. But for some other reason, they couldn't make it. We don't know what their reason is. But maybe the next time, you'll be able to come and bless them in a mighty special way. Bless us, Father. Keep us. The one that's here, join us in reunion. Let us know that we are still family. And closer family stays together. The ones that prays together stays together. And we bless you in a mighty special way. These things we ask in Jesus' blessed name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Miss Mary Graham is going to do our family history and recognition of the eldest member of our family.
Okay, Mary?
Is that good?
You tell that?
Somebody.
Make sure her camera's in the right spot to see her.
Yep.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How wonderful do today?
Fine.
Fine. How wonderful do today? Okay.
We do fine.
Okay, the oldest of our Graham family right now is Zealand Gore. So she is the matriarch of the Graham family.
I don't know how long Zena that she wouldn't tell me. But she is the oldest. She is. 6'8".
No, 76 or 78.
Okay, but she is the oldest. And what I'm going to do right now is give you a little history of the Graham family reunion and the Graham family. This reunion is in honor of Zany Philip Graham and Phyllis Barr Graham, who came from a section of Williamsburg County called Indiantown. The history books and census books are scarce regarding blacks. We did not find, however, that white masters with the names Graham, Barr, and Wilson prominent in Indiantown, and they gave their names to the slaves. We believe that these slaves were our predecessors. Zany Graham was born February 11, 1891 in St. Mark. Little is known about his family, but that Zany father's name was Dairy Graham, and his mother's name was Sarah Rebecca. And he had 2 brothers, according to his obituary. Phyllis Barr was born in 1891 in St. Mark, according to the historian interview, which was her sister. Phyllis was the daughter of Hortensia, but they called her Tensa Barr and Ben Barr. Ben Barr was born around the Civil War. He was a farmer and owned 20 acres of land on which he grew rice and wheat, had a cane mill, and raised cows and hogs. Tensa was his first wife and the mother of Phyllis. Ben's second wife was Elizabeth, who became the mother of Ben's 3 youngest children, Maddie, Rosa, and George. Elizabeth was a farm wife and owned 20 acres of mule. Phyllis had 5 brothers: Washington, George, Henry, William, Jacob Barr. 8 sisters: Mary, which was called Honey, Wilson, Margaret Rogers, Lena Cooper, Phoebe Barr, Rosa Barr, who was Plum, and Maddie, who was called Russia, and Sally Barr. Phyllis and Zany were married on November 18, 1913 in Trial, South Carolina. Zany was 21 and 9 months of age, and Phyllis was 21 years of age. They both lived in Vaux, South Carolina at the time of their marriage. We were told that they had a grand wedding with a horse-drawn carriage and a big celebration after they made their home in Hemingway, South Carolina. Over the years, they became the parents of 7 children: Minnie Graham Hawkins, Daniel Graham, James Graham, Sarah Graham Moutry, Zany Graham Jr., Christine Graham Cooper, and an unknown child that died in infancy. At Zany, all Zany and Phyllis's children have gone on to be with the Lord. Daniel was the first to go home to be with the Lord on November 19, 1968. Zany Sr., August 20th, 1972. Phyllis, January 12th, 1986. Zany Jr., May 1990. James, September 20th, 1993. Minnie, May 21st, 2000. Sarah, July 16th, 2011. And Christine, September 16th, 2017. Zany Sr.'s hobby were cooking, playing the piano, and his special interest was helping other people. Zany and Phyllis was married on November 18th, 1913. Phyllis's favorite saying was, "Ooh, you're so big only and fat, you must be satisfied." How many of you remember that? Okay. Minnie married Thomas Hawkins in July 1947. They adopted 2 children and helped to raise 3 generations of children plus others. How many of y'all that Minnie helped raise or say she helped raise? Everybody. All of the older generations anyway.
Sean.
Okay, only Sean.
My generation too.
Yeah. Yeah. Daniel married Susan Ragg on July 10, 1937. From this union, they had 7 children, was was a member of the Georgetown Paper Mill, never missed a day of work. His hobbies were polishing his car, social outings, and riding about. His favorite saying was, "Stay in the ag." James married Maddie Paul on January 27, 1940. From this generation, they had 6 children. He entered the ministry in 1939 until the late 80s. He was the president of the Black River No. 2 and member of the Masons. He was also a member of the semi-professional baseball team, Friendfield Tigers. His favorite saying was, "Y'all better be home for sundown." And Sarah married Hughie Cooper. From this union were 3 children. She later married Thurman Moutry on November 10, 1952. And from this union was 1 child. She was a member of the Deaconess Board No. 2 at Bethel AME Church. Her favorite saying was, "What? Get out of here." And Zany ZP married Ethel Britton on January 3, 1947. From this union was 7 children. Zany was a World War II veteran. He was one of the city's first auxiliary police forcemen, was on the auxiliary police force, a member of the semi-professional baseball team, the Friendfield Tigers, a member of local boating club, president of First Calvary Missionary Baptist Church's usher board. His hobbies were fishing, hunting, boating, indulging in liquid spirits. His favorite phrase was "Two," and this is KOMN3 13069. Christine married James Cooper on December 24, 1952, and had 5 children. Her hobbies were making quilts, gardening, and planting flowers. Her special interests were taking trips to Atlantic City to the casinos. Her favorite saying was, "Hard head make a soft behind. If you make your bed hard, you gotta lay in it. If you make it soft, it's comfortable." He said, "Give us this day." He ain't said nothing about tomorrow. And our family gatherings are great because it allows us to network. When I say network, it allows us to meet members from all disciplines in society. The opportunity is set before us to establish a relationship with members of the family we have never met before, and gives us a great history of our great heritage. It also gives us the wisdom of the older generation to be passed on to the younger generation and get acquainted with how we are related to one another. And that's what this is about. So if you don't know somebody in here, before you leave, walk up into them and say, "My name is so-and-so, what's yours?" So you're going to know everybody in here before you leave. Okay. The first family reunion was held June 25th through 27th, 1993 at the Longshoremen's Union Hall in Georgetown. The theme was, "It's a Graham Family Affair." We included Saturday and Sunday morning. Wait a minute. Sorry, skip the page. Okay. We wore red t-shirts. That Friday we had check-in and meet and greet, ate and danced the night away. On the Saturday during the day, we went to Huntington Beach for a picnic and a banquet on Saturday night. We worshiped at First Calvary Missionary Baptist Church in Georgetown. June 23rd to 25th, 1995. Theme was Graham Family Journey from Africa to South Carolina. Friday night, meet and greet at the Mill Hut in Georgetown, and t-shirts wore green. Saturday night, we had a banquet held at Indigo Hall and a fashion show. Worship was at, 4 o'clock. That's me.
She took it off back.
Okay. July 2nd through 4th, 1999. T-shirt color was light blue with white writing. Theme was "Where there is unity, there is strength." Friday, drop in and check in and pick up t-shirts. Fashion show at the Steel Mill Union Hall. Saturday, during the day, the cookout at Huntington Beach. Sunday, worship service at First Calvary. Dinner in the Fellowship Hall, which was catered by our brother Ernest, who is now deceased. He prepared the food. Those families who were memorialized at that time was Zany Graham Sr., Phyllis Graham, Daniel Graham Sr., Zany Graham III, David Emily, Thomas Hawkins, Thurman Moultrie, James Graham Sr., Ernest Graham, Maddie Graham, and Jory Ford. June 29th to 31st, 2001 was the 4th family reunion. Our motto was, where there's unity, there's strength. Friday night, t-shirts were distributed at the Steel Mill Union Hall. We had a talent show, then mixed and mingled. Saturday, we had fun in the sun with food and games at Myrtle Beach State Park. Saturday night was rest and relaxation. Sunday service was at Bethel AME Church and dinner in the fellowship hall. June 27th to 29th, 2003, meet and greet and distribution of shirts were at the Paper Mill Hut, purple t-shirts. And on Saturday, a cookout at Myrtle Beach State Park, worship at First Calvary Missionary Baptist Church. July 14th to 16th, 2006, meet and greet at Hampton Inn in Georgetown, where the t-shirts were distributed on Friday evening. Saturday, we had a cookout at East Bay Park in Georgetown. No banquet that night. Instead, we played bingo. Worship service was at Bethel AME Church in Georgetown, and fellowship dinner at Land's End. July 2nd through 4th, 2010, meet and greet. Cookout at East Bay Park, worship service at Bethel AME Church, and worship dinner at Herb and Naomi's Place in Georgetown. June 29th to July 3rd, 2012, Jeffrey Graham hosted the family reunion in Charleston. T-shirts were yellow. We stayed at the Hilton Garden Inn in Charleston. Drop-in was at Saxon Lodge in Charleston on Friday night. Everyone brought a covered dish. Breakfast was included Saturday and Sunday morning. Saturday morning, some of us went on a gullah tour around Charleston. Saturday night, we had a program and fashion show at the Hilton Garden Inn, food catered by Gullah Cuisine. Sunday, we worshiped at St. Paul AME Church in Charleston. No fellowship meal after church. June 27th to 29th, 2014 reunion was hosted by Renee McDonald in Waynesburg, Virginia. We stayed at Best Western. Friday, we had a meet and greet, distributed t-shirts, and a pool party with refreshments. Saturday, during the day, was on our own. Saturday night, we had a banquet catered by the hotel and had karaoke and an auction. And here we are now, June 28th, June 2018, which is our 9th Graham family reunion at Club Med in Port St. Lucie, Florida. The only thing I have left to say is, I have to know I come from for I know I'm going. What I would like to do is tell you that Maisie and I had a DNA search done, and it was determined that we are 100% African. We not mixed with anything else. They said it was 100% African. So I would encourage all of you to have a DNA test done and see what you mixed up or what you thought you might be mixed up with or not mixed up with. You got some Indian? Okay.
I didn't say that.
Now I do have a slideshow that I would like to show you, and it's from family reunions from 1993 until December 2000, not December, until 2014. Somebody turn that off, please. The camera off. Turn the camera off, please. I can't even send it to you.
As DJ stated in the opening prayer, we've lost several family members since our last family reunion. So we have a very short slideshow showing all of the loved ones that have gone on. So we just ask for a moment of silence while we watch the slideshow.
So, getting ready to do a spoken word. Thank you all for, I don't get to spend much time with my mother's side of the family, between college and just always either being on my father's side of the family or just doing my own thing. I don't get to spend much time, so always being able to come and spend time with the rest of my family is always a blessing. We just want to thank you all for always welcoming me in with open arms and love, because that's what family's all about. Like, I'm glad you have people doing the research, you know, finding other family and finding out who we all are. I just told my mom when I came back from after I graduated, I came home for the summer. I was like, I think we need to do one of those little DNA tests, because that's important. That's important to me. I found out some information on my father's side of the family last summer, and that told me about where I came from, stuff that I didn't know. It's important. So just thank you all, and continue to, you know, stay connected and find more family as much as you can. This poem is called Illumination, and I hope you enjoy it. Would you believe if I told you that you could see with your eyes closed? That your heart can feel if you just listen? That your soul will nod in agreement with my diction when I spit this, because it's out of the ordinary from the average has been pictured. So dig this. You see, most artists, they find comfort in just scratching the surface. They can care less about the depth. See, they feel if they can make you groove and move what's on the outside, psychologically they can get inside your mind. Removing logic, constantly withdrawing without ever making a deposit of something with substance, which leads to destruction, but they can care less about the death, even though that's what they promote. Y'all know the phrases, of course, like, I'm gonna kill this, I'm gonna do this to death and kill this game. Killing anybody that steps foot in my way is shame, but me, not thinking myself more highly than what I should. I like to see just how deep it goes, and I'm not claiming to be the deepest by far, but trust that depth is my ultimate goal. You see, we all been blessed by God with a talent. I'm an artist. The gift He's equipped me with is using my tongue as a lyrical paintbrush, but I don't use the reds, the blues, the greens, the yellow, oranges, and pinks, and I don't see everything just black and white, but that bores me. What I do is, I dip my paintbrush in the colors of life and scripture, painting my generation on a canvas, so whether I'm on stages or on campus, my message get across with a message so strong you think I should be behind a pulpit, but I'll use life as my pulpit so my message get across. And the reason I can't get involved with a lot of these artists is they ain't really hitting on nothing. Truthfully, they lack morals, values, and substance, and the difference between them and Wale is, at least Wale has a concept when he makes tapes about nothing. So let's start with the front. Let's stop with this fake facade that we placed on the face of the public just to get a little something, something from the greedy hands of the good-for-nothing owners of these labels that own us and use us as puppets. Let's stop with the games. And pay more attention to how we shape and what we place in the mind frames of these youth that sit in these silly streets and corners and sit inside their homes, because they closely monitor every word that we claim we own. We own these microphones, and believe you me, every word they hold simply because you spoke it. So since we have the power of life and death within our tongue, then you either going to build or destroy whenever your mouth open. I'm just trying to make a difference. Make sure I'm showing the marvelous light of Jesus Christ, and I'm far from perfect, I know, but as I take these steps to get it right, please follow these size 14 footprints in the sand into that marvelous light, because it's all about illumination. It's all about illumination. It's all about illumination. One time for your mind, two times sublime, third time sublime substance touching your mind, heart, and your soul, rushing to all of the above just so you can grow. So, would you believe if I told you that you could see with your eyes closed, that your heart would feel if you just listen? Because if you close your eyes, open your mind, you'll be ensured to feel these new vibes. Just let your soul collide with these rhythm and rhymes, and with closed eyes, you'll be given insight. One time for your mind, two times for the blind, third time is sublime. Illumination on the rise. Thank you.
Miss Mary, Miss Phoebe, and Miss Jen.
Good evening. How are you doing today? Hey, hey. Woo, y'all. Now I know all the other been slaves. All the other been slaves. Every one of y'all been a slave. But I ain't never been no slave. Kizzy is my name. You know, there's some people who want to call me Sally Sue. But my name ain't no Sally Sue. My name Kizzy. I'm going to tell you about me, why I ain't no slave. I been born in West Africa. Benin and Togo. On the coast of the Guinea River. Me, my family, we been royal people. Me mama, first me pap. Me pap been the king, me mad been the queen, and I've been the princess. And so one day, we've been very happy. We've been happy in Reed Village, real happy. One day these people ain't had no color, and some of them people had color, like me. They grabbed me, they scratched me away from my mama and me papa, and they take me down to the river. And they put me on this thing they call I think they call it a ship. And they throw me down in the bottom. And then they take me out to sea. Me and some other people. And we've been on that ship for a long time, a long time. Finally, the ship come to land. They take me off the ship. And they take me to this place called, I think even called Georgetown. I don't know where Georgetown be. I ever hear about Georgetown? But that's where they take me. And then they take me downtown someplace called Front Street. I don't know about Front Street? And on Front Street, they've been a place they call the Marketplace. I think it's been the town clock, the Marketplace. And you know what they done in that marketplace? They sell me. They sell me like I've been a cow. A real cow. They strip me clothes off. And they sell me like a cow. And then somebody buy me. And then they put me on a wagon. And we went a long way. I think we went to a place they call Mansfield Plantation. Don't they ever hear Mansfield Plantation? Well, that's where they take me. All right? And they make me work. They make me work from sun up, day cleaning to that. I work. I work. I work. Sometimes I'd be so tired. But then somebody come along and you hear them singing, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Now that been the clue that we been going to have service. We were going down by the river and we were going to have church. Okay? Now we couldn't let old master know we were going to have church. Old master didn't want us to do that because old master think that we ain't had no soul. But I got a soul. I got a soul. And I pray, oh Lord, we's down young in this strange land with these strange people. Lord, help we forget home. Help we forget home. Then we start having service. We clap, we shout. Sometimes we shout so much too. Some of the people that fall out, bam! Whoop, my hat. They fall out, bam! And some of them, they holler so much that we have to stuff him out with some rag. We stuff him out because we ain't want no master to him. Because if old master him, he could come and get me. Okay? So we been having a good time, shouting, and all of a sudden we hear dogs. We go, oh my goodness, something coming. And then we hear gun shoot. We say, get down. Let's run. And we run. And we run back to the house. And when we get to the house, we sit down. There can't nothing happen. And we ain't done nothing. Because if old master knew we been down by the river, he could beat we. And we ain't want to be beat. So we sit down, old master come in with his dog. And he come in, and old master, he look. We sitting down. You know, like ain't nothing happened. So old master, he standing, he scratch his head, he can't figure out what happened. But y'all know we smart people. We smart people, we outsmart them every time. So then old master, he leave, and I start to plan. I ain't gonna be beat no more. I ain't gonna be denied or be serving my God. I have to go to church. So I planned, and as soon as old master, he go to bed, I start to run. And I run. until I get to freedom. Because there been this lady called the general. She been waiting in the church. General here? Is the general here? In the general here? I think the general here. I go and find the general, y'all. But y'all better come on with me. Y'all come on with me because I know y'all slaves. Y'all slaves. Y'all don't want to be slaves no more like me. So y'all better come on with me because I can find the general. Go on, general.
Look here, I have to listen to her if you want her. She's slave just like we.
I ain't no slave.
But she ain't no slave. She's born a slave just like we.
I ain't no slave.
She a slave just like we is. And when we get here, we got to do what we got to do to survive. But then, you know, time comes when you can't take no more. They tell me, say, I is 80 and 7. I ain't know, because I can't cipher no number. So I ain't know how old it is. I know I've been here a long time. See, many children come and go, including me own. You know, when master take your child from you, ain't nothing you can do. But I promised my child that I ain't gonna die no slave. So like, down when they say, like she claims she ain't no slave, when time comes, we go down by the river, and we have our little service, and we talk to the Lord, and we make our plans. And then we get back to the house, and we do what we gotta do for Master, and when he go to sleep, then we get our stuff together, and we head for the water, right down by the thing, and say, watch the drinking gore. That means to look at the star up there in the sky, and that star will lead you where you need to go to find the rest of your people. Now they talk about the Underground Railroad. People think it's a train. Underground Railroad ain't a train. That's what they say. They tell Master, that's what Master probably think he's train too. But Underground Railroad is what Sir John of Truth and the rest of them get the path to get me out of slavery. Take us anywhere, take us up north, and all about. But you got to know where you come from to know where you're going. And you always got to remember your family. No matter if Master take them from you, if you give them a name or whatever, remember your child, remember your husband, wherever Master take from you. But when you get a chance to go, you go on by your business and you go on down to that river and watch for the people before they come. They come with their thing on their back and just be quiet, like she said. Master got everybody looking, you know, eyes everywhere. We and them. They just don't look. The minute they see something, the house nigga will come and say, oh, Master, down there, that's so and so down by the river. I ain't know what to do down there. And next thing you know, here come Master with the dogs and stuff. So you got to be careful. Watch what you do. Say, oh, shh, don't let nobody know where you're going. You're going about your business because you see, I ain't gonna die no slave. I born one, but I ain't gonna die none. But we gonna wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water, 'cause God gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. 'Cause God gonna trouble the water.
And then in the church, we had an old preacher, and we always got to raise money for stuff. We do the chicken dinner, and all kind of food stuff we do. Okay, but we got a sister young who raised the money, and she ain't want the preacher to take the money.
Well, you see, I know a big meeting time was coming. So I looked myself in the eye just like this show. I said, Annie Sue. I said, Well, you know when you go to this show meeting, you must hold your peace. I said, So I was walking on down the road, and I could just feel old Satan right there beside me. I said, get thee behind me now. You's not going to be in the church. So I walks on down the road. When I get to the church door, old Satan him right there beside me. I said, you must stay outside the church. You can't go inside the church with me. So I'm going on inside the church, and like I said, Rev and preaching a mighty fine sermon. Had people shouting all over the place. But one thing about them old Baptist preachers, when they get ready for mess up, they read back like this shot and pull out their pants. And you know they're getting ready for mess up. Anyway, like I say, Rev and preaching a mighty fine sermon. Had them people shouting all over the place. But I said, well, Rev, what's y'all plan to do with the chicken dinner money? Him said, and you know what that means? Him said, us to beautify the church. I said, beautify the church. I leaned forward to my sister. I said, sister, is you remember Rab picking any worms off of collard greens for the chicken dinner? Well, sister, is you remember Rab picking any fat off the chicken for the chicken dinner?
He ain't do nothing.
Well, sister, is you remember Rab doing anything for the chicken dinner?
He ain't doing nothing.
And I wonder why he got so much to say about what to spend the chicken dinner money on.
I know.
I said, well, to myself. So I holds up my hand. Old Reb, him look at me, he said, Auntie Sue, is you got objection? I said, well, Reb, I ain't got no objection. About that time, I could feel a head is rising on the back of my neck. I tell old Satan, come on in, have a seat, especially one cup of coffee. I'm getting ready, you know what, in the church. But I was a Christian owner. So I holds up my hand again. Old Reb, him look at me, he said, Auntie Sue, is you got objection? I said, oh, Reb, I ain't got objection. I got me too. I said, but first, what y'all plans to do with the chicken dinner money? Him said, us go beautify the church. I said, beautify the church? How y'all gonna beautify the church? Him said, us to build a fish around the graveyard. Y'all to build a fish around the wall. Him said, us to build a fish around the graveyard. Well, that time, old Satan, him ain't come in. I went to the door, opened the door. I said, Satan, come on in. I need you. You want to come across this party? Have a sit right down. Right, John. I said, well, Red, you say you going to build a graveyard around the church. One thing, ain't none of we trying to rush and get out there. And then when we're out there, then why ain't no way. So that's the end of that.
Very good, this y'all on that side. All right, Grand Family Reunion. Welcome to Family Feud. I'm your hostess with the mostest. They call me Willie Wise Words. And we came to play Family Feud. Y'all ready? We're ready. All right, what side gonna win? Oh, y'all can walk away with no problem.
Who's the captain?
Get out of the way, Taylor. Get out of the way, Taylor.
Okay.
All right.
Team 1, Team 2, what's the name?
All right. So this is how some housekeeping rules real fast. This is how this is gonna go down.
All right.
The team who blows the horn the fastest, that's who is gonna be able to answer first. All right.
Wait a minute. Let go.
Hey, see, y'all already let people be.
Yeah, we didn't need to do that. So, yeah, that's it. We didn't need to
Y'all
do
cheating
that.
already.
We're not
You gonna play fair? Be fair.
We're gonna go this question. We're going to the next one.
All right. This is how we're gonna do this.
It's a practice.
This right, exactly. This is gonna be a practice. So, name a public place where you're likely.
That wasn't a horn.
Show horns don't sound like that. Name a public place where you're likely to catch. Hey, I ain't finished the question yet. You gotta wait till the question is done and then be the first one. I'm gonna rhyme like Johnny Cochran up here. Name a public place where you're likely to catch a cold or a flu bug. Who blew the horn first? There's somebody on this side I said it was y'all. So, why did you do that? But am I supposed to believe your team saying it's you? Okay, listen.
School. But I think it could be better.
School. Let's check the scoreboard. School. Thank you. All right. You passing a point.
We're gonna play.
You gonna play?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it then. Name a public place where you're likely to catch a cold or flu bug.
Hospital.
Hospital. Hospital. Let's check the score. Board. Spoke too soon there. Hospital is on the boards. All right. Name a public place where you're likely to catch a flu or a cold. Workplace. Workplace. I'm sorry, sir. You ain't got no home.
Workplace. What is this? That's 30 points.
Listen, there's no way for us to go about this with y'all not being able to see the question. But you still cannot blow the horn until I read it.
That's right.
Alright? That's cool?
That's cool.
We good? Red horn? Alright. Alright, that was just.
So we get them 30, right?
No.
How about 15?
How about none? Alright, listen. We're gonna go on about this. Let's begin Family Feud. First question.
That was the practice run.
Name a place you visit where you aren't allowed to touch anything. It was as I was saying anything. This goes to Red Home. Museum. All right. Y'all gonna pass or y'all gonna play? I would hope so.
I heard pass.
All right. Name a place you visit where you are not allowed to touch anything. You got 5 seconds.
China shop.
Any store.
Antique store. Let's check this out. All right. That's a big old ant. All right. You got one. Listen, you got 2 more of those, and we're going to give it to the other team. Name a place you visit where you aren't allowed to touch anything.
China store.
China store. All right. China. That's another ant. Now, if you get one more X, the Silverhorn team gets it. Name a place you visit where you are not allowed to touch anything.
Funeral home.
We don't have that. Now, hold on. Now, I have a question for the Red Horn team. The question said, name a place you visit where you are not allowed to touch anything. This would insinuate that you would usually want to touch something there. Why in the world would you go to a funeral home wanting to touch something? That's the only question. Silverhorn team, name a place you visit where you aren't allowed to touch anything.
Strip club.
Wait a minute. Hold up. You ain't even allowed in the strip club at 17. How you know what you did and can't tell? Strip club.
Oh, that's the Pop Dog strip club.
You can't go up and KOD because you didn't either. All right. Also, if it's not your turn, don't say anything because it might be there. All right. Let's see what the number 2 answer. All right. So, Silverhorn team, y'all have 20 points. Red Horn team, you got 0. All right. Ready for the next question? Here it goes. Don't y'all blow them horns yet. Name something you try to avoid when camping in the woods. Silverhorn team got it.
Snakes.
Snakes. Number 1. All right, Kevin Hart.
You gonna play?
He gonna play. All right. Name something you try to avoid when camping in the woods.
Poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
And
And that's a big old ass. All right. Name something you try to avoid when camping in the woods.
bears.
Bears. We're going with them big old grizzlies. All right, listen, y'all got 2 of the 3, but you got 1 X, get 2 more X's, and the Red Horn team gonna take it away. Name something you try to avoid when camping in the woods.
Bugs.
Bugs, them insects. And they got it!
I don't lose.
Listen, you have 70 points at this time. Red Horn team, you got 0, but you have a chance to catch on up. All right? Next question. Name at least 3 Jesus. Name at least 3 grandmen here today over 65. It was the red. You got 70.
Before you finish the question.
You didn't say years old. You said 65. That's an easy question.
Y'all got it.
Wait, objection. You didn't finish the question. You ended at 65 years old.
Y'all got 70 points. Y'all ain't missing no meals.
Years old.
70 points, 0 points. Name at least 3 grandmen here today over 65. Daniel. Is Daniel on the boards? Let's see. Daniel Jr. is on the board. All right. Zany. All right. And James. All right. Glad you're celebrating, but you're still behind. It's 70 points to 60 points. But you still can catch up. Next question, please.
All right.
Name Granddaddy Zany and Grandma Phyllis' daughter. It was y'all.
Minnie.
Say it again.
Minnie.
Minnie. Minnie is on the boards. All right.
Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah is on the board. Just making sure y'all here.
Christine.
Christine.
Yeah.
All right.
Something wrong with the scoring here.
100 points.
All right.
Next question.
How much points we need?
Yeah, why would we have points? Yeah, for real.
I'm asking a question. I don't even know. don't need them bonus points. I'm trying to find that out. Listen, Steve ain't here. We ain't have money for bonus points. All right, next question. What are 3 nicknames that start with the letter S? Red Horn Team.
Sunny boy.
Sunny Boy.
Oops.
All right. Slash Sunny Boy.
Shine.
Shine. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We got one more name. A nickname that starts with the letter S.
Okay, sorry. Y'all about to go?
Now I got 5 seconds. 3, 2. I need to hear from her.
She has to say it.
What's up? Sister.
0.
Sue.
And all right, you got one more chance. Yeah, 2 more chances. 5 seconds. 3, Sue. That's 5 seconds on that board. 4, 3. I need to hear from her. Soon. All right, Silver Team, you have a chance to steal all these points.
Which one y'all want me to say?
You got 5 seconds. That's all I know. 3, 2. Oh wait, I just need to hear one more.
Smirk Daddy.
Smirking Daddy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't know Smirk.
To 60.
Oh my.
Yeah, give me one. Game over.
130.
I just said Alright, listen. This is how we gonna close this one out. We're about to do this next one and it's tripling the score. Listen, y'all got 130. I don't even know why y'all upset.
They got, what, they have 70?
They have 6.
They should have 30.
We got what?
Unless you want to say they have 6.
No, that's all right, okay.
Don't make some of the points. All right, this next question triples the points. Here we go. What?
Can't see.
12 points.
Well, I know what it says. I can see it. It says what was Granddaddy Zany and
What was Granddaddy Zany and Grandma Phyllis' parents' name? Red Squad.
Mary, she can't play. You cannot play.
You got 5, 4. Maisie is on this.
I can't see Dairy.
It said what was Granddaddy Zany and Grandma Phyllis' mother's
Dairy on the board.
That's all like a winner.
Sarah.
The kid is smart. I would say the same thing. But the answer was Dairy. Is Dairy on the board?
Yes.
All right.
All right, Sarah.
Y'all only got 2 names left because Sarah don't count.
All right.
Gotta keep it fair. All right, name. What was Granddaddy Zane and Grandma Phyllis' parents' name?
Tencent.
Tinsel.
Tinsel.
Tinsel. Tinsel is Tinsel on the board. Nope. Nope. It is an X.
So what do you mean tinsel?
You got 5 seconds there. 1 X, 4, 3, 2.
Mary.
Mary.
No.
Tinsel.
All right. You got 2 X's and you got 5 more seconds.
Tinsel is grandma's mama's name.
Well, it ain't on the board. I need something on the board.
A typical Steve Harvey with the wrong answer.
First of all, my name is Steve. It's William. I ain't never had a wrong answer in my life. What was Granddaddy Zany and Grandma Phyllis' parents' names? 5 seconds. 4, 3, white girl at the door. 2, 1.
Tinsel and Ben
I
was grandma's
need
parents.
Ben.
Oh, God.
She can't say it though.
He said it.
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
I need my mother to get it together.
Okay,
What
Why this? Oh, we have a technical problem.
Trying to cheat it.
All right. You got 1 left.
It was tinsel.
Not according to Mary. Not according to Mary.
Y'all need to take it up with the person providing the answers who is behind the camera. You got 1 more answer left with 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go ahead and give it to them. They don't know.
Red team. It's on y'all. Y'all can win all these points. Y'all got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Mary. Mary's not it. Let's see what the final answer is.
You gotta hit the start.
Y'all give Amanda Black a hand. The silver team wins. Y'all give it up for the silver team.